Welcome back to episode 2 of our Seahawks franchise. We have officially gotten our roster cuts down to 53 just in time for the regular season. As you see the roster standing, this is how the depth chart is lined up. Lockett at number 1, Metcalf at number 2, Eskridge at number 3 with Bo Melton at 4, Drew Lock slightly edging out Geno Smith. Edging Geno. Of course, going to be the starting quarterback for now. Kenneth Walker is the starting running back, with Rashad Penny as the backup. The O-line, it was pretty much locked in from the start. Same with tight end. Of course, looking at the defensive side of things, Tariq Woolen showed himself off a little bit in sim, of course, preseason. Going to be the number 2 as he is built the best for it, and he is very athletic. There's not really a whole lot of guys on the roster, other than maybe Artie Burns, that could really play that role at number 2. And of course, we're kind of expecting to be a rebuild team. Throwing out Tariq Woolen into the burner right away isn't necessarily the worst thing when, nobody else on the team really has that kind of potential at the position. I think I mentioned a like and subscribe. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But if we can get to, I'm going to say 600 likes on this video, I will post episode 3 tomorrow. Of course, I'm going to have a rebuild out a little bit later today, I imagine. Or maybe it already came out. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to try to at least get 2 videos up per day for the most part. And yeah, like I said, 600 likes, 100 up from episode 1, because you guys killed it on that one. I appreciate the support so much. And we will post another episode tomorrow. Still trying to figure out when I'm going to upload Face of the Franchise. Kind of want to do Seattle like every day if we can, if you guys are down. But we'll see. That's about it, though. Let's get on with the rest of the video. Everything else, pretty much the same. Of course, right scheme. Everything is set. The only thing I worry about is the actual game, of course, coming up against the Denver Broncos. Could you really ask for a better Week 1 game? Probably, because it's going to pain Seahawks fans hard. But at the same time, as far as... Oh, my Lord, look at all the things we have here. As far as, ripping the Band-Aid off, you can't really get any earlier than literally Game 1. Don't think about Russell Wilson anymore afterwards. But let's get some of these out of the way. Honestly, setting our season goals, shooting for the stars. Unless there's stars literally falling out of the sky in the backyard, we're not going to be aiming that high. I'm going to literally aim for 4 wins. I'm not even going to kid you. I really think that could be our ceiling. Of course, for the camp standout, we will go and click this. Obviously, it is going to be Uchenna Nwosu, who was, of course, very good in preseason, showing up mightily and having himself a chance to become a superstar, which would be really, really clutch for us, as, of course, we really don't have an edge presence at this point in time. And as far as what we're going to do, we literally have to have a stifling defense. If we don't, it's just, stuffing the run, disrupting the pass. We're not going to disrupt the pass, I'll tell you what. I don't feel good about any of the things you're telling me. I don't know if I've ever watched this. What's this guy's name? Russell Wilson? I don't know if I've ever heard of this guy. I don't know if I've ever seen him play. We're going to try to negate the scrambling, as that is at least doable. Starting off the year at night, at home, against our former Hall of Fame quarterback that we just traded in the offseason, is quite the way to start the season. It would be a crazy great time if we could come away with the upset here. As honestly, almost anyone playing against us, we're going to be the underdogs, pretty much, right? I think there's a couple of easier teams on the schedule, but there's really going to be no team that is quote-unquote easy for us. And it's really just about doing as much as we can to get points on the board, no matter what it takes. Of course, I could see us scoring just as many defensive touchdowns this year as offensive touchdowns, and that's not saying much for either side, really. So, of course, a little worried, but at the same time, we do have a couple of young names like Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, that I expect to have decent games here. Drew Lock, got to just let him know the pressure is, well, it's on. I'm going to be honest, I ain't going to lie. It's not a no-pressure situation. There's a lot of pressure, especially going against your former team. A lot of Broncos fans that are just thinking, thank God we're done with that guy. A lot of Seahawks fans thinking, why are we with this guy? And we just have to get through this tough time. as a team. Michael Dixon, one of our best punters, one of our best players anyways, kicking this thing off. It gets me every time saying that, but it's legitimately true. And here it is, for the first time in regular season history, Russell Wilson will be snapping the ball as a Denver Bronco. There are a few guys here that obviously, wouldn't have had the experience of Russell Wilson on the team, so they maybe don't have the want to bring him down as much as some of these other guys do, but obviously going to try our very, very best to make it tough on him to succeed. Even if we lose, as long as we make it a hard time on him, that's going to be a win for us, as Javonte Williams, a very solid young running back, going to gain a few yards, but nothing crazy. Now we're going to be bringing the blitz. Diggs kind of staying close to the line of scrimmage, but we're going to be dropping back here against the linebacker. Pretty good defense so far, and back across the middle, getting the ball for the first down is going to be Russell Wilson at Cortland Sutton. We brought the blitz, and nobody got home. Did have the running back block, and he did a pretty damn good job, but at the same time, something's got to give there. We really need to get in when we're bringing, 6, was it? It might have only been 5, actually. Russell rolling out, and Wolin in pretty good coverage. Once again, looked pretty solid in preseason. And obviously they're going to show that draft class now. We're going to be seeing this a lot. Of course, maybe the steal of the draft, Mr. Tariq Woolen, we'll see. Of course, everyone on that list still on the team. No one, got cut from the preseason cut list. As Bolden's going to try to step up, and that is not where we are supposed to be. And Jerry Jeudy's going to get the first down again for Denver. Early on, we were looking like we were giving them some trouble. There was actually, they were kind of moving slowly, and they were having a tough time getting past us. But now they're starting to heat up a little bit, and that's a really good cutback. Cody Barton with the help of Jamal Adams, who was actually trying to rip the ball out there. You got to give it to him. It's got to be a tough time playing on a team like this when you're paid up. Like, you're literally paid up, and you're not really feeling too great about your chances of doing damage in the postseason. But, of course, we're thinking way too far ahead, as we could shock teams at the same time. We could have the heart to actually make this thing work. So, one down at a time, one game at a time. 3rd and 8. Russell Wilson standing tough in the pocket, moving a little bit. Going to take the underneath. Barton with the tackle will force a 4th and 4. They will kick the field goal, and this is also not a guarantee. It's a bit of a distancer, and we are not going to get there, but the kick is missed. It felt a little short, but I actually don't think it was. I think it just, the wind maybe took it a little bit, and of course, it just went wide right. Defense, maybe not the prettiest, but held them to 0 points from the 42-yard line inside, and there is no blocking. We lose almost 4 on an inside handoff. Kenneth Walker thinking, hey, I could have maybe joined a team that's one player away. You are the one player of many. As that's Mr. Lockett looking wide open to the outside, getting it to the 31 on a 31-yard gain. Denver's pass rush has definitely taken a little bit of a hit in the last couple of off seasons, but still, for us to actually be holding up a little bit here is not bad. As once again, we looked really bad in preseason blocking, and here we are actually able to kind of move the ball a little bit and standing in the top, the pocket tough. And looking okay as nobody is on Kenneth Walker. A little bit of a blown play as he's going to take it down to the 7. And speaking of Kenneth, we are going to be looking for a run from the 7-yard line. It's going to be a tough play as we're actually going to get a couple of blocks, gaining about 4. I'm not the greatest at math, but I do know 4 plus 4 is 8, and we start at the 7. I'm just saying. I don't know where I was going with that for a second. As Kenneth lowers the shoulder, but is still short. Do we go to Nick Bellore? A read option. Drew Lock has a little bit of wheels. They may be a little bit flat, but it's okay. And we're just going to hand it off as Kenneth's going to get great blocks, and we're going to score on our first drive of the season. And I know, everyone has elephant calves, but what am I supposed to do? But 1st and 10 after kind of a disappointing end to their drive, finding a nice little pocket there in cover 2 to Mr. Sutton. Well, similar to cover 2 at least. We're going to be bringing 5 here on 1st and 10. As we have seemed to give... we can't get out there. We're playing the hook. And we're going to wait. Oh, he's slipping off. Come on, fellas. Jerry Jeudy slipping hard. I mean, who is this guy? Debo? Got a lot of linebackers up, and Jamal Adams laying the boom. That was a hit. Of course, one of the strongest players in the league, especially when it comes to hitting. Oh, screen pass, can't get out there in time. Jeromepkr tries to read it. Diggs is out there, but can't bring him down. And it's going to be a gain of 8 on 2nd down. 3rd and 1, you pretty much have to bring the heat. Even if they are giving us this pass look, I think you have to bring the heat. There's no choice. Cody Barton on the inside. They are not going to actually. And we get the free rush with Justin Coleman. They might have to punt. They're deciding to go for the field goal, which I don't know where they're going to see this from, as they literally missed one from easier distance than this. But, hey, more power to them. And ironically enough, that's the one he hits. Of course, from 60. McManus can't hit it from, 52, but from 60, easy money. Could have, moved him back just for the fun. But regardless, we were able to hold them down to 3 points as well, and look at us. Actually looking like an NFL team here early on. As Goodwin is going to take that to the 19. A little iffy, but, the ball wasn't that deep in the end zone. Of course, as far as us looking like a professional team goes, I don't expect it to last that long, but let's enjoy it while it does, of course. Oh, try to cut left. Got a tackle from Surtain there, and caused us to kind of stumble into the next player. Motion from Lockett. Can we, take that away, though? Let's actually audible script. And Noah Fant inside quickly. Surprisingly doesn't get the first down there. I thought he easily would have had the momentum to run the guy over. But 3rd and inches, start of the 2nd quarter, looking okay. We got Penny on 3rd and inches. Going to try to run right up the middle and shown off, well, just his ability to follow wide open blocking lanes. And did that guy just have a stroke? Kind of getting ourselves in a little bit of trouble here, but we're going to look to throw it. As Lockett is going to get open again, and it's a perfect throw despite, once again, interior pressure. 1st down. There's talks about potential trades with Lockett. Of course, the team not really being ready to win now. He's 29, going on 30. There's obviously a lot of urgency for him and not a lot for us. But it is really tough to trade a guy as good as him. Of course, going to run up the middle and gain about 3 or 4. Just so damn talented. And it's just, I don't know if we could. I just don't. Unless we get a great trade offer, I don't know. Eskridge on the outside. A little overthrown, but he taps the feet. Young Santonio over here. Maybe getting a little wild with that one, but hey, you got to say something to these guys just to get them hyped. 1st and 10, they kind of look like they're ready for it, but I don't really think there's an audible here that's going to beat that, so we're going to try and run, hope we get some blocks. And yeah, Simmons was kind of all about it. So far on this one, definitely not looking great on the ground. 2nd and 9, Lockett, go route. And we're going to just kind of chuck this. Really treated it more as a throwaway because there just wasn't anyone open. So far, haven't seen Metcalf open yet. Seen some of the other guys open, but yeah, DK is just not really getting the separation we're looking for. And once again, we're really not trusting this line, especially with how long it's taken to develop plays. We got to stop stepping back so far, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ice our own kicker, please. And that one is going to be missed. Of course, it is from 60, so it is going to be a little bit more on the difficult side, but damn, that sucks. Scoring opportunity wasted there. Taylor in coverage is a little iffy. Okay, maybe not. It might just be a run. Nice pressure from Woods. A lot of old guys, but savvy guys on the defensive line, and stops him for a loss of 2. That was a really good play. I'm actually quite impressed. 2nd and 12, playing the hook with Diggs. No one's really open, but nobody's really getting pressure either. And Wolin just got bullied to the spot. Wolin reacted pretty well, actually, but sadly, Sutton's also a big guy as well, and he was able to just body him up for an insane sideline catch. And that hurts because Wolin... Oh, did he ever get a second foot down, though? I don't think his right foot was ever down. I'm challenging that. I don't see where his right foot ever got down. Wolin did make it tough on him. I don't see it. Do you? Left. Knees not down, elbows down, out of bounds. That should come back, simply put. Wolin not giving up on the play, fighting the whole time, pushing him out, and like I said, I think this should be overturned. Huh? And of course, they won't let us look back. What? Excuse me. Is this college? Good sack off the edge, though, by Taylor. Didn't really get a chance too much to, show off his, prowess in preseason. Had him dropping in coverage quite a bit just to see what kind of, talent we got going on there, because someone might have to drop every once in a while. And with the blitz, another sack. Russell Wilson taking a pounding, kind of like we did with the refs just a couple of plays ago. Great call, guys. Love it. Want to meet at my place? Maybe at least make some dinner for me before round 2, if you will. Of course, on 3rd and long, pretty much going to check down, just get a little bit more yards for the field goal, maybe line up the positioning, which I don't know if that's true because they have a right-legged kicker, but 4th and 20 from the 22. They're still not going to be tied up with us, so a mini win for the defense going up against, once again, a very promising team. Late off the rush there is Bryant, but regardless, kind of a tough job to block a kick anyways. And we're still going to hold the lead. Goodwin having pretty much no choice but to return this one and not really getting good blocks yet again. Maybe there is a choice, and that choice is to not return it, believe it or not. So even though the run game hasn't been great, we did kind of abandon it too much last drive. Really good blocking by Nick Ballore there. Pretty much opened the lane up for anyone to come through. Of course, sadly, more of their players did after we ran through it. Going to go the play action here. I kind of want the protection to slide left if I can. And we're going to see what happens here, and it's not going to happen. Why is Locke tucking that? I need that to be thrown away. I seen the receiver going left to right was open, but the pressure was literally instant, which is why we tried to slide left, because we knew that's where it was going to come from. And we tried to throw it away because we couldn't get it there. And, of course, it doesn't matter because we just don't get any sort of help. An unfortunate end to the drive, a 3-and-out when we had so much potential. All right, so the punt did not go super far because my vision apparently went away, as they're going to get a nice little gainer. A whole first down on 1st down to Melvin Gordon, the yards per carry master around here. Move Diggs up a little bit, Adams as well, as they might look to run right again. This time Javante's in. They will not. It's a quick throw look. Brooks to the outside. Absolutely hammers him, only allowing a yard. Of course, Russell Wilson, 9 for 10. Should be 8 for 10, as that huge play should not have counted. And that is unfortunate for Coleman, who does get a piece of him, but sadly not until a 1st down. Nice little route there by Tim Patrick. Look at the Jets crushing the Ravens 35-14. That's kind of crazy. Of course, back to our game as we're kind of more focused on that. As Nwosu gets underneath for the sack. The Broncos offensive line was kind of talked about as, being a little bit better than Seattle, which isn't super hard to, be. But it's definitely far from a solid unit. And so far, we're actually seeing some of our guys kind of dominate. Really impressed this game with the interior push more than anything. 2nd and 15, and this is going to be bad as our DT gets punched in the face. We're going to call a timeout here. I don't think it's the 2-minute warning. We got Brooks dropping back. 3rd and 13 from the 14. Obviously, they are looking to gain the lead here. But almost picked by Wolin, who's having a really good NFL debut here. But, of course, it's only going to be by 2. So not the worst situation to be in. Just need the offense to get down the field again. Would be great. As that was looking a little weird, but no block. 9-7. We're going to go with bench, and we actually look okay here. And we should have taken Fant. That's going to be a throwaway. They actually kind of look like they're ready for something like this, but still going to look. As right as we're throwing, we get hit, but a pretty good throw on nonetheless. We obviously have to hurry up a little bit, but at the same time, 3rd and inches is worrisome in case we don't get it. And that's tough. dropped because there's a corner all over that. I didn't like that. I'm going to be really surprised if we don't see like a Vernon Davis, Mike Singletary situation, because Noah Fant has got to be pissed. We have sold him so hard early in this game. Back-to-back plays, believe it or not, where he was open and we just didn't hit him. We didn't trust him. We didn't hit him, and he's going to hit somebody on our sideline if we don't soon. I'll tell you, underneath, we're supposed to be there. That's a real big sell. Getting baited out by a flat route way outside of our zone is just, you just can't do that. It was a decent start early, and hell, even we had a field goal drive. It was, you know, a 60-yarder, but it was still hittable. You know, not terrible. Nwosu maybe had that outside leverage. We kind of gave it up. Adams not taking down Javonte. That's a little questionable, but sure. Let's go back to Nwosu. Trying to use the speed rush, not really getting it. And Adams chops him to the knee. That was a brutal-looking hit. First and 10, man coverage look. Gonna go out there for Javonte. And a little bit of theft, but Nwosu looking really good early on in this game. Who also, of course, has a breakout or a standout, which, you know, isn't guaranteed a dev, but if he hits it, he's going to get himself a nice XP boost, which could lead to the dev up. Of course, trying to contain our area, and wow. Of course, we weren't ready, but at the same time, they're not really ready here, as they're kind of letting the clock go. Oh, no. Don't let him get out of bounds. And that's a little bit of a sell from the Broncos. Not really, you know, that's why we went with the pass defense, because who runs it in that situation? You really don't have a lot of time. They maybe should have spiked it, in fairness, but kind of a blown opportunity there. They should probably have 12 points. Even though we struggled on the ground so far, we're going to keep the focus the same. Run the ball, stop the short pass. Even though kick returning hasn't been great for us, Goodwin does have that big play potential with his speed. Going to try to take that back, of course. Get into the 21 yet again. We are going to start out with a pass, though. And underneath, bit of pressure. Not going to be able to get that off. Sadly, once again, I think Fant may have been open. It's tough. And, I mean, this is absurd. This is crazy. We're getting crushed instantly. This has just been the, you know, what we faced a lot in preseason, and sadly, it's now starting to come true here in the actual game. But Drew Lock standing extra tough in the pocket, delivering a strike for the first down to Tyler Lockett. I mean, there was a guy directly on Drew Lock, about to kiss him. I didn't condone it mid-game, as Metcalf is open, and that ball is not great. Great catch, though. It's getting a little overthrown. DK Metcalf, after that catch, going to be going on the sweep. Could outrun Surtain to the edge there. And he's not going to. Gets hammered by two players. Gains about 2 only. No matter what the players are comfortable with, at this point, we're going to kind of need everything from everyone. And trying to fight that cannot. Gains nothing. It is a lot to ask for, though, for a guy to just make that play. And we try to pitch it to Kenneth, and that was a risky play, but at the same time, I thought Kenneth was going to run up a little bit more than that, and he just kind of never did. But a little bit closer for a field goal this time. Maybe can regain the lead. And it looks okay. It's up, and it's good. 10-9. The very first play, Poona Ford with a sack. I don't understand what has gotten into this guy, but he's kind of killing it too. As Nwosu is going to get there. That better not be a late hit. That is far from a late hit. Okay, it's a hold. I was about to say, man, I was about to get angry. Of course, we are going to decline this. 2nd and 27 is nice, but 3rd down is tough to pass on. 3rd and 16 from the 19. Got to get there, boys. Cover 4 look, a little bit of push. We had to leave the underneath there. And a little overrun from Jordan Brooks, but help from the DBs. A big 13-yard gain, but likely enough to force the punt up the middle against a pretty stacked box. But Kenneth, no. No, Kenneth, no. He kind of got blindsided on that hit. You can't even blame him. Also, I don't know what the guard was doing, but he was doing something that was kind of ungodly. A little bit of, oh, good job, though. And Wosu grabbed his leg after failing. Wosu broke free and then missed the tackle and then re-grabbed him, thankfully. But now a 3rd and 4, and Wosu gets the free rush, forcing an across-field bad throw. And, of course, who would have thought Jamal Adams would have a troublesome time hanging on to an interception? Regardless, though, it's about as good of a situation as we could ask for after a fumble in our own, not even half, but own, like, 30. I mean, people knew we were probably going to struggle a little bit on offense, but I don't think teams thought that we could hold on to this Broncos offense. As we're going to try to take it all the way to the outside, and Kenneth, like usual, just not getting blocks, gains 2. Got a couple of ins. Let's see what we got. I mean, there's once again we did drop back a little too far, right? But there's just no separation. I mean, you could say we dropped back too far, but this is the drop. This is the natural drop, and our right tackle just completely misses him. And now we have a screen pass on 3rd and 18, which we are going to get out there, but the ball is overthrown, and Kenneth falls down catching it. He gains 3, and he could have had a lot more if he wouldn't have made that mistake. And honestly, I don't even really think it was lock. Down by 2, the punt leaves them at the 29-yard line. Still a close game. Barton stepping up. Nice cutback by Jordan Brooks. Wraps him up. And speaking of Barton, he is injured. Really didn't want to see any injuries today, but, well, I mean, maybe one, but not from our team. Wosu pushing through. Can't get him, but a lot of the other guys filtrate nicely, and they get back to the line of scrimmage barely. 3rd and 9. The defense. We said have that stifling defense, which I may have called stifling earlier because my brain is stifling. And Wosu forcing a pick. Woolen. Run, Tariq. Damn it, blocker. Even the defense can't block. To the 32-yard line. Let's go. Turf toe will not be able to return for this game. I wonder how much like those can be lingering injuries, so got to play that one safe. Once again, they are stacking as they do. And under pressure, throw out a sack. Do we just not throw the ball this year? Like, do we just, you know? The stutters from all the hits we've taken today as Kenneth Walker, of course, they find him. He had a chance to get the first down. Gained 6, which isn't terrible, but man, there was a chance. We switch that to the other side for Kenneth. Thank you. I was about to say. Actually, that doesn't really work. Let's go with this instead. That works. Please hit that throw to Fan. It's not great, but Fan has some room to run down to the 1. There we go. Great route running by Fan. Finally gets the love he's been deserving all game long. And it really was an awful throw, but it gets there. It's just so behind him. And here with all the receivers out, for some reason they feel like the interior needs to be left open. And, Kenneth Walker's going to walk in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Probably the most undeserving performance from him today. Looking okay so far, though. Actually having a legitimate chance to beat the Denver Broncos. And there is nobody out there. Diggs one-on-one. Brings him down to the 4. 24 anyways. Where was it was man coverage. It is literally like it's not easy, but it's, you know, you get the assignment, right? It's very hard to blow the coverage like that, yet here we are. It is man. You go across the guy who is your man, and you cover him man to man. I'm going to try to drop back, and they're going to find a throw to the tight end, Albert Okwebunam. Did I have my assistant help me read that one? Sure did. I mean, I don't have an assistant. And a little bit of trickery is going to find Cortland Sutton down to the 10 with a fresh set of downs. Coming down hard here. Going to try to get out there, and there goes Russell Wilson showing off the legs, beating us for a touchdown. That absolutely took us. It's not that we didn't think Russell Wilson could do that, because we obviously know him pretty well, but we just didn't think he would do that. All right, 9 minutes left. Going to be going for 2 here as they are obviously only leading by 1. Going to try to make that a field goal look. Got a lot of players down, so if they do run it, and Blair can't get there, Adams It took everyone to bring him down. Adams missed the tackle one-on-one, but holds him down just enough. And we will force a failed two-point conversion, meaning any sort of points at all will regain the lead. Of course, bad special teams so far this game, but we need it more than ever. Give them a chance, and you got to protect that ball. That thing looked like it was about to pop out. Kenneth Walker with that, super deserved 2-touchdown game today. Going to get another handoff, gains about 3. Going to go with tight end attack here, looking for Noah Fant, and he is open, and Drew Lock misses him. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Slant is maybe a little intersecty, but we're going to take it anyways, and Eskridge is going to be a yard short. You have no choice but to go for this, especially when it's only a 1-point game. Penny was able to get us a yard before. They are up to the line, but they're not stacking that hard as they're still protecting the end zone. And Penny's going to gain a lot of yards, about 7 to be exact. Conversion works. Kenneth Walker kind of getting a little bit of free range here. Might have to cut this back, and he will. And Kenneth looking pretty strong, gains about 5. Nice power move. The truck stick is strong with this one. Can we turn this into a stretch at all? No. And we can maybe run it to that side. As Belor, nice block. Kenneth finds the outside. He's gone. 56-yard touchdown, and we regain the lead. Great blocking. Nick Belor doing it at such a high level at his age is so impressive. And now we have a chance to go for 2, but to gain a 7-point lead. And that is a perfectly thrown ball. Metcalf gets the 2-point. Whoever's in charge of the lights needs to stop because you were flashing them while we were playing. Noah Fant is injured, but thankfully it's not that big of a deal. 7 minutes left for us to pull off a miraculous upset. Showing off insane vision to cut that all the way back left and score a touchdown on what, some would maybe not even have gained a yard or 2. But 2nd and 5, Broncos have shown they can get down the field. And Wosu has shown that he can get into Mr. Russell's face. And sadly, they're going to get a bunch of yards here as Melvin Gordon has been a little bit of a problem when he's on the field for us. Woods can't really make a play. And Melvin Gordon again gaining 12 for his attempt from the 45. Oh, there's nobody on him on the outside there. And Sidney misses. Nice hit by Adams, but it's going to be yet another first down. The clock is moving, but it's not going to be enough time to obviously stop them from scoring. But it also will be enough time for us to have a chance to score. So kind of goes both ways here. 1st and 10, and they're going to throw that inside. We decided to go for the running back as there was someone already on Cortland, just not tight enough, sadly. 2nd and 4, bringing a lot of players down here as it looks like a run, and it is. Can't really filtrate well as Melvin's fighting, but we get the help and force the 3rd and 1. Of course, this is obvious 4-down situation, so don't want to, get too crazy to try and stop this conversion. We still have to protect the end zone more than anything, and there is nobody over there. Woolen getting beat and stiff-armed to the 8. Sutton kind of having a game. 6 for 114 yards, of course. This blitz actually got us a sack earlier in the game. Maybe it's time to run it again, and it is inside. Pretty good defense, kind of swarming defense, as Javonte has really not had a good day. 8 for 6, I believe that was, whereas Melvin, of course, 6 for 50. Jordan Brooks kind of leaving his post, but doesn't matter as, of course, Woolen beat again. This time Albert O getting there, and they will tie the game up. Could this matchup really end in overtime? That would be quite crazy as Kenneth's going to get another handoff. Kind of feeling it now, getting some blocks on top of it. Really rough game turned into an amazing game for the rookie. Bo Melton getting his chance, whereas it was mainly just Eskridge before, no tight end in. That's why. And there goes Kenneth Walker, who struggles with catching, but did a great job there getting the first down. About the 2-minute warning near midfield. Kenneth going to get the handoff again from the 48-yard line. Only need about maybe 20 yards. And he's going to get a couple of blocks this time, gaining about 6 as Bradley Chubb kind of lost his mind there and just gave us the push for the first down, I suppose. Not really sure what that was about, but going to actually throw this here. And Metcalf, that's a late read. Also not sure what Metcalf's doing there. The ball is a little out there, I will admit, but Metcalf has got to run to that. I'm not really sure what that's about. Probably should have ran it, but I felt like, you know, we've been kind of running it a lot, and they might have been prepared for it. As we're going to go with the stretch, and Kenneth is gone! Touchdown 4! He's going insane! Oh my! We got a great block from Lockett, and Simmons, who's gone crazy with his play rec and just making great plays in general today, completely misjudges Kenneth Walker's cutback ability, overruns it, and he runs for the touchdown. 1st and 10, and there is nobody on Alberto. Huge hit by Adams, but midfield with plenty of time to try and retie the game up. Not a crazy amount of pressure. Got a little bit at the end, and the throw will go out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Trying to play a little bit more coverage here. You're going to step into that guy over there. That is a bad read. And Tariq Woolen might have just sealed the game with his 2nd pick of the day. I don't know if Russell Wilson was feeling bad about requesting a trade or what's the story, but my man's absolutely choked this one away. Of course, not a great team per se in previous years, but you know, when you bring in Russell Wilson, people just automatically think you're going to be a super contender, and I mean, this game really doesn't seem that way as they do swarm the hell out of us there and we lose 3. One more run as we're just going to try to waste their clock, and didn't really get a good block there against 2. Forced the punt. Defense has already played a bunch and has stopped Russell. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to do it again. The Denver Broncos run defense has been atrocious. And inside, it's a nice find. Huge hit by Adams again, but they will get a chance at least for the Hail Mary, as they're not going to spike it. Had a bit of troubles earlier, and I mean, that's a great effort to get on the field, but oh, hey. But of course, they have no timeouts, and we're going to win game 1. Week 1 of the regular season belongs to the Seahawks. Getting the revenge on Russell Wilson, and that is great, as of course, we still do have another draft pick from them, which, I mean, of course, winning against them here is obviously going to help that. As Drew Lock, you know, torch to torch here, if you will. Maybe not a great game, but also didn't throw 2 interceptions like Russell Wilson did. And, of course, relying heavily on Kenneth Walker. Not the best blocks, but set a couple free where we were able to actually cut back and make plays. Didn't give up on the ground game, and it ended up paying off big time as Kenneth went for 155 yards with 4 touchdowns. Absolutely insane performance by him. Of course, Russell almost 400 yards in fairness, doubling Drew Lock, but that was an absolutely insane one. And we pulled off the unlikely comeback, the unlikely underdog win. Tariq Woolen had 2 picks. This was a crazy one. I mean, that was just unbelievable. I mean, we were looking a little dead in the water. Offense couldn't do a thing, and all of a sudden we broke off a couple of huge runs, and Kenneth comes away with a 4-touchdown performance in his debut as a rookie. Who would have thought Kenneth Walker would have had an upgraded point after that game? It's tough for me to say what I want to do with him because I really do like the power ability. I think we can definitely make him a dual style back anyways, but we're going to go with power move on the first upgrade for him. 77 now to a 78. Plus 1 a stiff arm and trucking, not bad. Also, I don't remember exactly what Nwosu's numbers were like, but please tell me my man got his thing, because he was killing it, dude. And he did. I don't remember exactly what he got. It probably was sacks with, like, tackle for a loss, but he's going to get a 10K XP boost, which will also give him a chance at Superstar next week. Let's take a look at the key to victory and the game plan elite quarterback, which, of course, we obviously limited to under 75 rushing yards, but so we get 1,000 XP for everyone and 5 staff points. A win is a win, yeah. Wasn't the most traditional win, but actually it was probably the most traditional win. Like as far as old school football goes, bunch of run success. You're able to have success. I mean, we did okay in forcing him to make bad decisions, and he obviously wasn't able to run. And we got a couple of interceptions on top of it, and ultimately didn't really give them a whole lot of points. 25 points for Denver isn't crazy great, And I still can't believe it, though. Winning game 1. And honestly, my voice is gone. It's completely out of here. But, of course, we have a bunch of upgrades we're going to have to get to. I'm probably going to upgrade, like, you know, the guys that don't matter as much on my own. And then show you guys the upgrades for the players that we do care about, like Tariq Woolen and, you know, and Wosu and all those guys. Of course, maybe a breakout for Tariq Woolen next week. Kenneth Walker, obviously, would be a huge candidate for that. I don't know if he can repeat what he just did, especially against a Niners defense, but hell, that was an inspiring performance, and we absolutely won the game on his shoulders. I suppose Tariq Woolen as well made, you know, a lot of crazy plays. Hell, even that sideline play that somehow didn't get overturned. He was in perfect coverage, and he just kind of got bodied up, but he pushed him out of bounds. It should have been an incompletion, but the refs clearly still smoking something. But regardless, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We're going to do a ton of franchise stuff this year, especially with this series. And obviously, we're going to be tweaking these sliders as we go on. The blocking, I mean, at times it was okay, but a lot of times they literally came in untouched. You know, there's literal blown assignments, and obviously there was some insta rushes where the guy just gets beat almost instantly, and we did a better job of not, you know, dropping all the way back, so not sure what's going on there. But regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!